Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Zishan and hope you all are doing good. Today in this video I'm gonna show you how we can build an AWS web application completely from the scratch. Okay, it's gonna be complete beginner friendly video. Hope you guys will understand it more clearly in a better way. So before starting up this project, I would like to show you the services which we are going to use in this project. Okay, so that you people might not get confused. What is this? What services are we using? What functionality does these services have? Okay, so at the top, AWS Amplify. AWS Amplify is a service in AWS which is used to build or deploy an app on AWS. Okay, AWS Lambda is also called as a serverless service. So whenever you deploy a code in AWS Lambda, the servers and other functionalities will be completely managed by AWS itself. You just have to deploy the code. That's it. Amazon API Gateway. Amazon API Gateway will monitor, will publish, and secures API at any scale. Okay. Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DynamoDB is a database, Amazon database. So whenever the client interacts with the website, so whenever the result is generated, it will be stored in Amazon DynamoDB in a more structured way. Okay, AWS IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Identity and Access Management service is used, and it allows the services to communicate with each other. It gives permission for the services. Okay, let's move on to the AWS console. So this is my AWS console, and these are the services which I have visited recently, and I'm in the Mumbai region. This is my account name. Okay, let's click on AWS Amplify. If you don't find AWS Amplify service in your recent visits, you can search on the search bar about the service. Okay, let's deploy an app here. Might take few seconds, depends upon the internet speed too. Okay, yeah, let's assume we don't have Git. Let's deploy without Git. Okay, and here you have to choose index file in the zip format. Okay, so index file consists of the front end, the styling, CSS, HTML. So let's compress it in zip, and you just have to upload the index file here. Okay, let's go to the files. Let's go to the path. Oh yeah, here this is my index.html, which I have already converted into index.zip file. So I'm gonna directly choose this file. Okay, here you can see it is converted. Okay, let's go back to the AWS. Let's choose zip file. So index.html. Okay, let's deploy. So it is been deploying. You just have to wait for a few seconds. You'll get a status as deploying. Now it's deployed. As soon as it gets deployed, okay, after getting a green signal, you must have to check whether your website is working or not. It's the most important thing. Working in the sense whether we are actually accessing, can be able to access it or not. Let's check. Yes, if you even click, you don't get any output, as we haven't added backend yet. So let's go back to the Lambda AWS service, which is a serverless service. Okay, now let's wait for a few seconds. Yeah, AWS Lambda lets you run code without thinking about servers. Okay, let's create a function. As we are starting everything from the beginning, I would like to choose author from scratch. Okay, my function name, okay, I would like to choose this Python. So you can choose any language. Okay, I'm choosing Python. I would like to keep everything as default and create function. as soon as you create a function, Amazon Lambda service will provide you a default code. Okay, you can use that, or if you have already generated a code in order to test your code, you can use that. Okay, as I have already created a code here, okay, in order to test. Okay, yeah, this one I have copied it, and okay, back to the lambda function. I'm gonna replace it with the code which I have already copied. So remember here, whenever you are deploying, whenever you are overwriting a code or making any changes in the code, you must have to remember that you must have to deploy the code soon after making the changes. Until and unless you won't deploy your code which has changed, it won't work. Okay, let's deploy the code. Let's create a event function. Okay, create a new event. Let's power of math event. Okay, now here I would like to change here event JSON. Okay, here at the key I would like to choose base key2 as exponent. So remember here, whenever you are placing an integer, don't place between the quotes, or else the system will assume it as a, what we say, as a string. 2 to the power of 2. Check everything once. Yeah, let's save it. So as soon as you save it, the event function, as soon as you get the green signal, you can move ahead and can test your code. So it's working, as we got a result as 4.0, like GT 2.0 0, sorry, my bad. So now let's go back to API gateway. Okay, API gateway is a service which builds, monitors, publish and secures API at any scale. Okay, so if you want to read, you can go to the API service and gateway service, and you can read about the API. Okay, I would like to choose REST API. As we are starting everything from the beginning, I would like to choose new API here. My API, anything, it depends upon you completely. You can give any name, but just be sure that you won't forget it later. Okay, let's create an API here. So soon after creating an API, you must have to create a method. So I will like to choose post method here, lambda function. As we have created the previously the lambda function, so it gives you suggests you automatically. Okay, keeping everything as default, create method. Yeah, it is being created. Yeah, has been created. So now soon after creating it, must have to deploy API. So stage, new stage, I would like to choose stage name as dev. You can choose yours, it doesn't matter. And soon after the stage name, let's do one thing. Let's go back to the, yeah, here the invoke function, you'll get an invoke function. So now here I'm gonna make a change here. So at the path, I'm gonna enable course. So course stands for cross origin resource sharing. So it enables you to share the resources over the different domains from one region to the another region. So I'm gonna, here the star asterisk, sorry, my bad, asterisk means everything. Okay, so here I have enabled it, and yeah, everything's going fine. Let's check. Okay, okay, everything is fine here. Okay, so now here I'm gonna go to the stages, as we have given a name as dev. Here you can see the invoke URL. Just copy it. Let's open a new tab. Let's paste it. Okay, now Amazon amplifier has been created, Lambda function has been created, and even the API gateway. And now we are heading towards DynamoDB, Amazon DynamoDB. Okay, so Amazon AWS DynamoDB will store your database, is your database which stores your results in a more structured way. Let's wait. Sorry for the latency. Okay, yeah, this is the dashboard. Okay, let's create a table. Okay, I'd like to choose a power of math table. Okay, key I would like to choose ID. You can choose anything, it doesn't matter. Default I would like to keep everything as default, and gonna create a table. Soon after creating a table, you must have to check your status whether it is creating or not. Soon after, yeah, it's active now. So just click on the name of the table. Down below the general information, you'll get additional info where you can find your Amazon resource name, ARM. Just copy it and paste it near by your link which you have already pasted previously. Okay, so now here let's go back to the Lambda function. Here the Lambda function. This is the Lambda function which you have previously created. Okay, scroll down. So this is our Lambda function. You must have to check whether we have the permissions or not. Okay, so whenever the user interacts with our front-end website, okay, the backend gets attached to the front end. So whenever the client interacts, so the result whichever the client is generated should be stored in the database, okay, our DynamoDB. So in order to make that successful, let's check whether it has permissions to connect with the database or not, our DynamoDB. Permissions, go to the role name, it will open IAM console, identity and access management. Okay, let's wait for few. Okay, so here the right side, add permissions, create an inline policy. Okay, I would like to go with JSON as I have created the policy before. I like to choose the policy from my files, execution policy, copy, paste. And here do you remember you have copied your ARM table, ARM Amazon resource sharing machine. Yeah, wait. Yeah, this one, the table, copy it. Okay, paste it. Okay, okay, it's completely fine now. Let's check whether we haven't done any mistakes or not. Okay, we haven't. Yeah, let's move on to the next. So policy name, you can give anything, it depends, completely depends upon you. Okay, I would like to give simple as policy. Okay. Okay, now let's create our policy. The policy has been created now. Let's go back again. So here the policy has been created. Now let's go back to the lambda function. Okay, the code. So let's paste our final code in the lambda function, copy it, so here I would like to edit my table name. Okay, okay, now let's check with let's first of all remember have to deploy our code first. So got a green signal that it has been successfully deployed, and let's test the code. Yes, you're successfully getting a result as 4.0 as you have previously made an event, test event, right? I have chosen base as 2 and exponent as 2, so 2 to the power of 2 equals to 4. So it is successfully working. And let's go back to again to the Amazon Amplify. Okay, just wait for few seconds. Yeah, this is our previously deployed, right, zip file, index.zip file. Now here I would like to make a change here. Let's go back to the index.html. I would like to open it with VS Code. Okay, I'm gonna copy my API gateway invoke URL. So in order to invoke your lambda function from the index.html, so backend, so just scroll down below here, select it and replace it. Okay, Control S in order to save. Okay, has been saved successfully. Come back here again, deploy updates. Okay, let's deploy our changed index.html. Remember that must have to be in a zip folder. So let's go back again. Okay, this one, choose it. I would like to rename it. Okay, I would like to rename it as 2, so that does not make any kind of situation where we make any sort of mistake. Okay, let's rename it. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let's compress it. Where is it? Compress here, compress into zip file, index.zip. Okay, completely fine. Let's go back to the AWS Amplify, choose a .zip folder from the index.html. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Let's deploy an update. Okay, let's choose deploy here. Save and deploy. It is been deploying. You have to wait for a few seconds. Yeah, soon after you get a green signal as deployed, you'll be good to go. Yeah, it has been successfully deployed. Now we are gonna check whether the changes, the backend function, everything, whether they are working good or not. Okay, let's access it. Let's check 2 to the power of 2. So isn't working. What would be the problem? Let's go back again. Let's try to access it again to the power of 2. Let's check again. I have refreshed to all. I have refreshed the page or the page. So let's check again whether it is working or not. Oh, successfully it works. Okay, let's access the link. So let's take anything 4 to the power of 4. Yes, successfully you are getting your result. Your result is 256.0. okay, 256.0. So let's go back to the database. Let's check whether the result has been saved into our DynamoDB or not. Okay, tables, explore the table. Yes, the result has been successfully saved into the our database, which is nothing but DynamoDB. So hope you guys have enjoyed well. This is all about building AWS web application and deploying it successfully. So you can share link around the world to your friends in order to show your skills. Okay, and remember one thing, don't forget to shut down your resources. If you don't, then you'll get a huge bill amount. So be careful in this matter. Okay, I would like to conclude here. Thank you for joining. Okay, bye bye.